Welcome in to the Fun Astrology Podcast. Thomas Miller, Tuesday, May 2nd. So glad you're here. We're going to basically pick up where we left off yesterday and talk more about this alignment in the sky that is affecting so much of us. And this week is like a wow week. We are in between eclipses. We are applying or approaching or waxing up to the one on Friday. We'll talk about that later in the week. But today, the moon moves into Libra, and boy, do we need some balance. In fact, I say moves. It's past tense, moved into Libra at 2:08 this morning, Eastern Time. Hey, by the way, here's a way that you can kind of offset this energy. If you like what we're doing around here and you are on Apple Podcasts, that's the one where you can leave comments. I would really appreciate a great comment. If you like what we're doing, if you don't, email me. Best thing to do is to hit that little purple button in the bottom right of funastrology.com and send a message through there, and let's talk about it. Maybe we could improve some things with your suggestions. I love getting the SpeakPipe messages as well. That's in the upper left. So you got the upper left and the lower right. That's how you get a hold of me. But that would be recirculating some positive energy back. And thank you in advance. Now, listen to yesterday. I'm not going to regurgitate any of that. It's all a setup for today. One of the other things that we didn't talk about yesterday is when Pluto makes its way back into Capricorn, and by the way, that will be early in the morning on June 11th, right there on the cusp. Boom. So see, we're not getting off of this. Then the focus becomes old structures. And I've got to say, on the mundane level, I hope it does its... I know what Pluto is like, okay? It had to come full on, kick me upside the head, wake me the heck up so that I would change my life. Now look, if it did it to me, it can do it to these politicians, can do it to these banksters, can do it to these globalist elitists. You know, I did something last week that was really interesting. One of our listeners is contemplating a move and asked a question about geography. And I was like, well, the last time I gave advice to somebody on the maps, it was me. And I moved to the east coast of Florida, and it turned out to be a disaster. So either you don't want my advice on astrocartography or take the exact opposite. But I referred her to Delia Golden, one of our readers on funastrology.com, and Delia is certified in it. Delia is an excellent astrologer, so I think she's in good hands. But while I was out there contemplating that situation, I was out by the lake, sitting on a dock, beautiful day, just had rained, the sky was all clear, the air was fresh, and I thought about my own chart, and I'm supposed to be on my Venus line. So I yelled out there with nobody listening except the universe. I said, in the name of the Most High, I command my Venus line to be activated now. And do you know, over this past weekend, I stumbled onto something with my market trading that was revolutionary. And I mean, the numbers just got a lot bigger. Almost overnight. It was like, wow. Venus line activated. Thank you very much. And that was the first thing I did when I discovered this, is I looked up in the sky and I just said, thank you. Venus activated. Venus rules money, right? So there you go. Wow. So in the name of the Most High, Pluto, I command you to clean this mess up. And those of us who are conscious and living the positive side of the coin, may we be the beneficiaries of the cleanup. And so it is. So yesterday was kind of the downside. Today, let's think about this a different direction. Pluto, Saturn, Neptune, Jupiter, the nodes of the moon, all sitting on the cusps. What that sounds like to me is that we can reevaluate our lives intuitively, consciously, spiritually, Neptune, following the moon around the chart, and I'm going to be doing that here on the podcast more closely so that we can really apply this. So with the moon's guidance, with the moon's intuitive influence on a short-term basis, Neptune's perma-bake intuitive perception, you know, they say that prayer is us talking to God and intuition is God talking to us. So with God's voice in our ear, we are going to powerfully examine our lives, and we are going to make major Jupiter in Aries fiery changes big changes if we need to set ourselves up on a trajectory that will last for a long, long time, Saturn, even into our next incarnation because of the steps that we take right now. And we are going to address these old karmic holds, Scorpio South Node, that we are going to finally shake loose. We're going to go to the bottom of the well. We're going to get to the bottom of all of it, and we're going to transform it. And it is going to be big. It is going to be robust. It is going to be action, and it is going to last. And it's going to all be guided by Source. Any questions? Stay on the positive side. You just got to go get it. Don't listen to all the noise. Back with more tomorrow. Such a powerful week. I'm telling you, we're in the middle of it. Have a great day. Love you.